Okay, everybody. Previously I showed you the blueprint that shows you how each one of the planks were laid out. Well, I want to show you now what I'm going through is, if you notice, when I showed you before, there were several gaps in the wood planks as I laid them down. Now, I showed you the right side, which is the starboard side, and how smooth everything went when I layered them and continuously alternating between the 4 and the 8, but kept the 8 all the way through. Now, I'm showing you the left side, which is the port side, and showed you the 4 and 8 and alternated the 4 and 8 all the way down. It created these sections on the left-hand side where here I stripped, or rather trimmed everything down to a smooth line, and here I didn't, but you can see where the gaps in the holes are because I wasn't able to push everything together. So now I'm going to show you how I use this, which is called a wood filler, right? So I'm thinking about using this. Well, not thinking about, I'm actually using this. You can see the process going along here where I'm actually trying to smooth everything out. Now, it's a paste when it comes and it dries. Believe it or not, it looks pink right here, but as you use it and it dries, it actually changes to the color of the wood. So I'm going to show you this process real quick, how I get started, and then I'm going to show you what the finished product is, which is a little bit complete as opposed to what you already see. So I just find a spot here. I put some on the tip of my spatula here, and I like using the tapered spatula because I want to see what I'm doing. I can actually get in, and then I can just scrape along the edge, and I can still see what I need to see. All right, the end result, the whole thing has been puttied, and now I'm just gonna wait about 24 to 48 hours for it all to dry, and then we start sanding. Down, you see how they look, and for the most part, if you angle the light just right, you can see certain imperfections in the way the wood lays out and the way it doesn't. So with that in mind, I came up with a possible fix. All right, so trying to sharpen this up, you see this particular spot right here. You can see when I press it, the shadow of it goes away, right? So let me see if I can adjust the light so that you can see it better. Okay, so you see how when I press on it, the shadow disappears? Well, that lets me know that this particular plank has separated from the base backboard. Now, I had a crazy thought, and it looks interesting, and so far I've tried it out in at least one spot right here, and it looks like, you know, if I press it just right, it looks like it's completely healed. So now I'm going to use it on this section and show you how we can do the same thing. So what I do is I get some Elmer's glue, right? And it's well, not Elmer's glue, wood glue. And I have it here in a bottle, right? So I get it ready to, get it right to the edge there, as you can see me. I tend to work off camera a lot, but we get it in there and then we rub it right across the seam where it's at. And I leave the wood pressed up when I do it so that it flows into the crack, you know what I mean? And if nothing else, it fills up along the wall, even if it doesn't flow down underneath the particular board. So, I put all of this in here, right? And then I press and hold it in the position that I want it to be in. So I'm gonna do this. You'll see how, it comes out, but I want to show you this start, and then I'm gonna show you what the results look like afterwards, okay? Okay, look at some of the results that I have here. I wanna show you. You can see that, this is where some of the glue, I still have to sand down, but if you look at it, no more pressure changes, no signage or anything, no loosage. Here's another part right here. Bet you can barely see it. Get my unit to focus. See, look at that. See? Another repair spot right there. And as you can see when I press on it, no change. Well, you might see a slight change there, but that's because my eyes are the way they are. But repair work done. Here's another spot. See right here? This is, a little bit more sanding I need to do. But look at that. No change in the plank. The plank is secure. Now, see what I'm talking about here? This is what I'm trying to correct. So these particular planks here, I probably sanded and added too much pressure, but you'll see what's gonna happen once I finish it. But that's just me being a little bit extra, but you can see the results of it. Once I'm done, you'll hardly know the difference of your wood. And as far as longevity goes, making sure that your wood isn't coming apart. Get into focus there. Get into focus, excuse me guys. And of course, as you can see, as far as longevity goes, you want to make sure that everything is secured properly. So a couple more things to do, but overall, I'm liking the way the deck looks. As you can see, these are some putty works after the repairs I did. I'll show them after you're done. And look, that looks awesome, complete, done. And this is the whole main deck and the poop deck, almost ready to be stained. See ya. Okay, people, take a look at this beauty right here. You can barely see any holes or scuff marks or pits or scrapes or anything. Just look how pretty that looks. Now, of course, there are a few imperfections, but barring that, this looks like a perfectly laid out main deck and poop deck for a sailing vessel. You may have to fill in the putty and sand it a few more times. After I wet sanded this and went over it with a damp cloth, you can see how rich the planks look and everything. This is going to be a beautiful deck when it's done. And I still haven't decided whether or not I'm going to stain it, but as you can see, the progress is stunning. later on today. As you see, I have this pretty awesome penetrating stain, colonial maple. I think that's going to look good. As you look at it, the color is right between the wood that's going to be for the hull planks and the balsa that was used for the deck planks that I looked into. So instead of brushing that in, I'm going to try and do it with a spray gun. Now, it's toxic, so I'm going to have to go outside to do it. My spray booth here is not capable of moving that kind of toxic vapor, so I'm going to be doing this outside. So you're going to see the end result and the beginning for safety reasons. My goodness, look at this, look at this, look at this. This is what happened when I used my spray gun and half a dropper, just half a dropper on a cross spray pattern that's this much. Out of all that, with this guy, this portable spray machine, oh my goodness, portable spray gun, this is what I got. And this is the result. I think this is going to be awesome, awesome, awesome. As you can see, it's all dried out, no wet spots or hardly any wet spots that might cause any, breathing problems. It's all good. I'm gonna let it dry. I'm gonna put a hair dryer on it for a little bit to get it even better. But look how that looks. Since most people have a dock for their stuff, I thought I'd do the same thing. Not quite the same, but hey, it works out. And after balancing my table, of course, you see how beautiful where the center point of the ship is, which will be a help when I'm putting in the mast. As you can see from my previous mistake, how I drilled the hole off to a side or whatever. This one here, I started off with a pilot hole, so you're gonna see me work that today. But with the jig, you'll see that the keel doesn't exactly sit on the bottom of the table here. So, as you can see, everything's on an angle, which is true to line with boats. So, as we're going through this, I know I'm going by fast and whatever, you'll see how it lays in there when it's supposed to be level and flush, what it looks like. Of course, you see the parts that are jury-rigged to get in there to make that work. You see the stain results on the back here that I was able to do by airbrushing the stain on, and as you can see, when it dries, it looks really, really good. I don't know why people put, shellac or varnish over it, because it looks pretty incredible the way it is. But, the result is all the way around, this is what it's going to look like. And so far, I'm pretty happy with the results. So, if you'll excuse the little dizzy stuff that I'm working on, you'll see me do some other stuff right now. So, it's still wet. I'm waiting for it to dry, but I am liking that weathered deck look. I think it's gonna look awesome when it's done. I don't know how I'm gonna do the poop deck. The wheel deck, but that looks pretty amazing right there. This looks like a weathered ship right now. I might put just one more coat on everything that I haven't touched up, and we'll see how it looks when it's done. So, we'll see it when it's dry, and then, when it's all done, I think it's going to look pretty awesome.